As the Western Allies prepared their final advance in Europe, the United States turned its full attention to the Pacific theater, where a different kind of war unfolded across endless ocean and scattered islands. The strategy took shape under Admiral Chester Nimitz and General Douglas MacArthur. They chose to seize only the most useful pieces of land. Each captured island became a stepping stone that pushed airfields and supply lines closer to Japan. Strong enemy positions could be left behind to wither once their air cover was gone. The first major test came at Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands. American Marines landed in August 1942 and fought for 6 months against determined Japanese defenders. Jungle heat, heavy rain, and malaria tested every soldier. Supply ships arrived under constant threat from enemy submarines and aircraft. Yet the Americans held the airfield and slowly expanded their control. By February 1943, the island was secure. The victory proved that American forces could sustain long campaigns far from home bases. From there, the advance moved north through the Gilbert and Marshall Islands. Tarawa Atoll fell after a brutal 3-day battle in November 1943. The coral reefs and fortified bunkers exacted a heavy price, but the lessons learned improved later landings. Sea bays quickly repaired runways so bombers could strike farther west. Kwajalein and Eniwetok followed in early 1944. Each success shortened the distance to the Japanese home islands and lengthened the distance Japanese supply lines had to travel. The Mariana Islands marked a decisive leap. Saipan was assaulted in June 1944. Marines and army troops fought for more than 3 weeks across rugged terrain. Japanese defenders launched desperate night attacks and held out in caves until the end. Once Saipan was taken, American B-29 bombers gained bases within range of Tokyo. Tinian and Guam were cleared soon afterward. These victories also triggered the Battle of the Philippine Sea, where American carrier aircraft destroyed hundreds of Japanese planes in what pilots called the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot. The Philippines campaign began in October 1944 with landings at Leyte. General MacArthur kept his promise to return. Naval clashes in Leyte Gulf became the largest sea battle in history. American forces sank much of the remaining Japanese fleet. Fighting on land dragged on through months of jungle combat, but the islands provided new airfields and staging areas for the final push. Iwo Jima and Okinawa brought the campaign to its bloodiest phase. Iwo Jima's volcanic slopes and hidden defenses cost thousands of marine lives in February and March 1945. Yet the island's airfields allowed damaged bombers returning from Japan to land safely. Okinawa, taken between April and June 1945, lay only 350 miles from the Japanese mainland. Kamikaze attacks struck the invasion fleet in waves. Ground fighting lasted nearly 3 months. When the island fell, American commanders possessed the final platforms needed for a direct assault on Japan. By the summer of 1945, the island-hopping strategy had succeeded. American air power dominated the skies over Japan. Submarines had choked off enemy shipping. The path to surrender stood open, though the final decision would rest with weapons and diplomacy still to come. The cost had been enormous on both sides, yet the chain of captured islands had brought the Allied forces within striking distance of victory in the Pacific.